How to Get Pussy, A Guide to Understanding Women by Jason Judkins. This book is copyrighted 2014 by Jason Judkins. All rights reserved, including the right to reproduce this book or portions thereof in any form whatsoever. For information, contact information on author page. ISBN 10 number 1500207-144. This book is dedicated to fighting corruption and inequality in all forms at all levels, and also to challenge conventional thinking. Advisory. The author of this book, Jason Judkins, is not a licensed professional in the subject matter covered. The contents are opinion and based on the author's life experience. The author assumes no liability or responsibility from the consequences of reading this book. This book has mature language, parental advisory, explicit content. Preface. Man meets woman, woman meets man. One person meets another, etc. This story is as old as time itself. Pretty simple, right? Wrong. How two people hook up is very scientific and misunderstood. In society, we're actually given misinformation on how this occurs and what people are really attracted to. Actually, we're told it's a sin to think and behave this way. If you're not getting any action, or the person you want doesn't want you, then you're not following the rules in this book. Chapter 1. The Dating Game. Men need pussy. It's the number one thing on our list. It's what we live for. If a man goes impotent, he then lives for his kids. The dating game is purely determined by the natural laws of supply and demand. It's not spiritual, fate, God, or anything else, just supply and demand. The same supply and demand laws that determine how much an apple costs. Not every situation I point out in this book applies to every person's life or current situation, but the truth I speak throughout is in the majority of life, not the minority. Most of what I outline is pretty universal regardless of creed, age, etc. When you're dating, you're on the market. Just like any other aspect of your life, you have to market yourself and make yourself appealing to the person you want. What is finding a date? Finding a date is finding someone who is more desperate than you are. If they weren't as desperate as you, they wouldn't go out with you. You have three choices when looking for a date. 1. Bring yourself up to code. In other words, change who you are. Work out, have a good paying job, change your personality, change your attire, etc. In this situation, you're changing who you are to become what the other person wants. Number 2. Do nothing to yourself and lower your standards of who you'll date. Number 3. Wait till you find the person you seek. Some who take this approach never find anyone because they're too picky. Where's a good place to meet people? A lot of people make the mistake of going to a club or bar hoping to meet someone. You're not really going to meet someone and fuck them 5 minutes later. A good place to meet people is at a place where you see people on a day-to-day basis, like your job. Some people don't like to date people they work with because of the drama that comes along with it. Well, that's just part of it. If anyone asks, just tell them you didn't fuck her. It's actually really none of anyone else's business anyways. But we have sexual harassment laws at work. Yeah, well, women like to be sexually harassed, if it's by the right guy. We have sexual harassment laws at work because women don't want to be harassed by nerds. It's another way women gain power to choose. Just the same as if a nerd does something nice, he's creepy. If a hot guy does the same thing, it's romantic. If a nerd farts, it's disgusting. If a hot guy farts, it's funny. Times have changed. 50 years ago, women had to marry whoever fucked her first, or who knocked her up. Women didn't have any rights then. All a guy had to do was work. He didn't have to keep his looks up or anything else. That's not the case today. It actually has reversed. Men have to worry as much or more about their bodies as women do. Chapter 2. It's a numbers game. Love, or lust, is a numbers game. You have to be able to handle rejection. No different than a salesman. A car salesman may get rejected 9 out of every 10 cars he sells. But when you get the one sale, the other 9 no longer matter. Dating is no different. When you're dating, you're selling yourself to the other person. You're trying to convince the other person that they should be with you and no other. Also, people change from day to day. Just because a person doesn't like you today doesn't mean they may not like you tomorrow. That person may not be horny today, but might be tomorrow. Try not to waste a lot of your time chasing a person who doesn't want to be in your life. If somebody wants to be in your life, they'll make an effort. Life seems to be best when things happen naturally. When people are forced to be together, they're usually not happy, because it's forced and not natural. Sometimes you have to go where life is trying to take you. Chapter 3. At first, it's all about looks. When two people first meet, it's all about looks. We're actually programmed to do so. When you look at someone, you automatically decide in your mind if you'd have sex with this person or not. We do it all the time without even knowing we're doing it. We spend more time talking to a person if we're attracted to them. This doesn't have to do with just sex. People like to be around someone who can do something for them. I mean, who would you rather be around? A person who could get you a job, or a person who always wants money? This is why sex sells in advertising. Even though we're taught lust is wrong, it's what people want. In life, in order to get something, you must first give something. So get used to being used, but don't let people take advantage of you. There is a difference. It's okay if you let somebody use you as long as you get something in return. Other chapters are It's in Their Evolution, What Do Women Like, Working Out and Money, Nice Guys Lose, Love, and You Can Change at Any Time. For the rest of this book, click on the link in the information section. Subscribe, share this video, and as always, thanks for listening.